Silver Creek Studios for another episode, number 25 of Get a Load of This. I'm Jarod.
And I'm Ryan.
Hey, this is Joe. Silver anniversary, guys.
That's right. What'd you get me, Joe?
I got you the shits, which is exactly what I got. Sorry, folks.
Well,
But,
never.
yeah.
Just what I wanted, I think.
Yeah, I've been having a little stomach bug, and it kind of looks like what comes out of Vienna sausage cans.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
So I just have to
25.
turn off the whole germaphobe thing.
yeah. Hashtag ass
Well, yeah,
not.
Jared's in a hazmat suit right now, and we got him duct tape into his hazmat suit just so he can do this episode.
Sweating just thinking about it.
And
Yeah.
he's in like one of those wash tanks or whatever. Intense.
Like Silkwood. We're gonna shower when he come out of here.
So what do we got coming up?
Well, as you may be aware, this Sunday is Mother's Day. And,
Mama's Day.
And who doesn't love their mother?
Their mother or their
Maybe
baby
the
mama.
guy
I
from-
love my baby mama.
Right, or the mother of your children. Sure, yeah.
Yes. Mother of my
So,
children.
in
Wife.
honor of all the great ladies out there, be them mothers or not, most of these I believe probably are mothers, we are going to do another Sweet 16 of the greatest female funny women in history. As far as comedians.
Right.
Not necessarily a stand-up comic, but just a funny lady.
Funny ones people really can sit down and listen to and say, hey, you know what? You're not like the WNBA.
Yeah.
You are equally
Yeah, equally talented.
as your
I will
male
buy-
counterpart.
Yeah, I will buy that product.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, if you listen to our last Sweet 16, we did movie franchises, which was a lot of fun. It went a little long, so we're gonna try to clip through this pretty quickly here.
But I'll
so,
probably ruin that with stupid tidbits and drunken slurs.
yeah, we can edit it out afterwards. It's okay.
I might as well just turn the mic off now then.
We're just gonna clip out all of our ums and uhs, and yeah, we'll make this concise for y'all, hopefully. But hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully you have your own opinions. I'm going to start it off, if everybody, as long as
let's do it.
no objections. I'm just going to run through the first round matchups.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Yep. So we're going to reveal
We
right
do
up front
need to-
what are 1 through 16 in that order, right? Oh, you want to do matchups? So
No, I'm
head
going
to
to do
heads?
matchups.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's
round
fine.
one,
Yep.
we will have Amy Schumer versus Wanda Sykes, and then Mary Tyler Moore versus Carol Burnett, Julia Louis-Dreyfus versus Tina Fey, Gilda Radner and Ellen DeGeneres, Sarah Silverman and Roseanne Barr, Lily Tomlin and Joan Rivers, Melissa McCarthy and Betty White, and Jane Lynch and Lucille Ball.
I can
Lucille
hear
Ball
the
being-
controversy through
being
the internet.
number one. Yeah, there's a couple that are no-brainers, obviously. You know, I mean, I think that it's not going to be hard for us to move Lucy along probably in the first round. But there's a lot of them that's like, wow, that's really tough. And it was also more challenging than I think it probably should have been for us to come up with 16 comics, female comics that we wanted on the list.
Well, yeah, but because there's so many more, when we started writing this down, it seemed like there were so many more women that we're like, oh, yeah, she's great.
Man, somehow we left Joan Rivers off the damn list. And we all
Originally.
slapped our forehead on that one because she's definitely a contender. So yeah, we'll kick it off. We'll do our first matchup.
What about our honorable mentions?
Oh, we could do that now.
boner. What a boner.
Some folks that did not make the list. We had. Well, I'll start with mine. I had Wendy McClendon Covey from Goldberg's fame, and
Well, I love her from Reno 911.
Reno 911, and she was in the Chick Hangover movie.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
Yeah, I had
Thank
no
you.
idea who that
Clementine.
was. So.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's
she was
a really-
also in Rules of Engagement
Was she?
with Adam Sandler, or not Adam Sandler, David Spade, and Joe from Family Guy.
All right, I did. Oh yeah, Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, and then the other guy that was in that show was Oliver Hudson, Kate Hudson's brother.
Huh.
He's
Well, I
in a
like
new-
her.
He's in a new show now too with Pam from The Office.
All right, I like her from Goldbergs. Is where
Yes.
my reference point is on her. What's your honorable mention? I got a couple more I can list that we talked about, but did you
Let me
have
see,
anybody
what's
else?
the list? I thought I said something.
Well, we had Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn, I had Goldie Hawn. I'm also, because it's moms, I'm going to go with Mama Brady.
Yeah, what the hell's her name?
What is her name?
The Crisco lady, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Florence
No,
Henderson.
Florence
she was
Henderson. It's Florence Henderson.
Was she the mom or was she the?
That was
Yeah.
not Alice. Alice
okay,
had no
you're right.
kids.
Yeah, Florence Henderson.
And it wasn't Crisco. It was.
I don't know.
It was a
Wesson.
Yeah,
Wesson Oil.
Wesson
That's
Oil.
right.
Yeah.
Wesson Oil.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So we all
and then Barbara Billingsley, of course.
Oh yeah,
Mother
for
to
moms.
Beaver.
Yeah, absolutely.
For moms.
There you go.
She wasn't terribly funny in
Well, I'm not saying, but
Beaver.
it's for moms.
But she was funny in other stuff. Like she did some cameo appearances in 80s momovies.
Wasn't she in
Yeah.
like Airplane or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was her funniest
Oh,
role,
yeah.
right there. I speak jive.
yeah. Want no help? So go get no help. Jive ass turkey.
Did you have an honorable mention, Jerry?
Yeah, and actually I had her name earlier and I can't remember, but Ellie, the second secretary on The Office, she's on.
Kremer.
Yeah, she's on. Is it Kimmy Schmidt or whatever
Kimmy
on
Schmidt
Netflix?
yeah. I like her. She is.
Yeah, she's really funny. She kind of sneaks up on you. You don't realize.
Aaron from The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
when we
she
do
does
one of
the
these
Sonic commercials.
when we do one of these
That's
10
right.
years from now, when our
Yeah.
kids do their podcast, they can talk about them because by then they will be legendary.
Sure.
But for now, they're not quite in
Yeah.
the top 16.
Well, yes, they're not. But Goldie Hawn is.
Goldie Hawn was
legendary.
real close. She was, she was definitely. We also had Candice Bergen and Madeline Kahn.
Madeline Kahn.
And Madeline Kahn was real close, I think, too. Candice Bergen's there, but I didn't really dig Murphy Brown all that much.
No.
But, look, she had a good run, and everybody
Right.
thought she was funny. Not me, particularly.
So do you want to start with the 1 verse 16?
Yeah. So, we got Lucy and Jane Lynch. This is actually a tough matchup. If we really think about how funny they are,
Yeah.
it depends on how you're
Right.
how you're judging this. But it's it's in my book, it's pretty easy.
Yeah,
Lucille
my-
Ball is legendary.
You have to weigh the icon status there, probably.
Yeah, I mean, but I think Jane Lynch, if you were to like put them toe to toe for funny in today's standards, funny, Jane Lynch should hold her
Yeah,
own.
but if you were to
She'd hold her
put
own.
Lucille Ball at her prime in today's society, and she can get away with the shit that you can get away with now, Lucille
Yeah.
Ball would probably go insane.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Jane Lynch is awesome. I love her pre-Glee.
Was is it 40-Year-Old Virgin? Is that pre-Glee?
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
because that came out in 05.
Yeah, that's what I think of first when I think of Jane Lynch. But
And I liked her in Role Models. And there's a couple other things out there.
yeah,
She
she's
was
been in a
small
lot
role.
of stuff.
She was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta go Lucy too, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a woman does a scene with the conveyor belt with the chocolates, and
right.
it's
Or stomping the grapes, or
and
the vitamin to Vegemin commercial, and
and it's 50 years later, and
Right.
people are
It
still
holds up.
laughing. I mean, they put that shit on primetime.
Yeah.
it holds up.
And I think she could combine the physical comedy, sort of the slapstick,
yeah, the
with
pratfalls and stuff.
yeah, with the jokes or the sarcasm or the the funny looks on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it all.
I don't know why I haven't written it down yet, but we're
3-0 sweep.
Favorite Lucy episode or scene?
I'd have to go with the conveyor belt.
Yeah, me too.
I like the
chocolates.
vitamin to Vegemin one. Whenever she gets drunk drinking the cough syrup or whatever, the vitamin to Vegemin, and she can't, progressively gets worse and can't say vitamin to Vegemin.
Kind of like our show.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, that's definitely up there. But Lucy. Well, we're done with Lucy. Move on. Move
Okay.
on. We're
Moving on.
going to
We'll
talk
come
about
back.
her
We're
again
talking-
in round
right.
2.
Yep.
So our
Definitely.
number, what is it? Number 2 and 15 matchup is Ellen DeGeneres.
That's
and
number 2.
That's your number 2, and Gilda Radner at 15, which she's probably pissed in her grave that she's not higher seated because
For sure. She was a pioneer in what she did. She was
Yeah.
one of the funny women in the 1975, the inaugural season
Right.
of SNL.
well, the first 5 years or so of SNL.
Well,
she
yeah,
was
but
there,
I mean,
yeah.
she was an original cast member.
Right, right.
Very funny, very, I wouldn't call her a leading lady, so to speak, but she could stay right there with the boys, so I love her. But Ellen is, I mean,
she's Ellen.
it's Ellen, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you say? I mean, I liked Ellen when she was a stand-up,
Right.
and now she
Before
is,
she came out.
yeah, before she came out, I liked her.
Yeah.
When she came out, great,
Yeah.
cool.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
I think
I mean,
She's
it-
one of
all
those
it-
few people that nobody really cared. They're like, yeah, we like you. We don't
Yeah.
care about
No,
any of that stuff.
It just explained away her cargo pants. That's it. Perfect. Now I get
Right.
it.
But you got stand-up, you got sitcom, you got voice acting,
Yeah.
and now she's her own show host. So I mean,
She's
kind of done
her
it all.
own product. I mean, she's
Right. Production company. She does it
Has
all.
she
Ellen.
done movies? Has she been in a?
She's been in movies.
Been in them. I don't think
Yeah.
she's been
But
the
I think-
star.
Yeah.
of
Right.
any
I think
movie,
she was
though.
in movies like when she was still like a stand-up. Like it
Right.
was like,
Yeah.
oh, this could be something.
And other than Dory, the
Right.
Finding Nemo movies.
That-
but-
Dory, and she stole the show with that.
yeah.
And I think you do have to give her credit, I guess, as the I don't know if she's the first, but to come out publicly on air and as a character
certainly
and
one of the
an
first.
actress.
Yeah.
Pioneer in her own right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like
and
it.
she's just hilarious and doesn't use that part of her lifestyle as her comedy. Yeah, that's not what her routine is.
Right.
So
and a hell of a dancer too. She's a hell of a damn dancer.
Yeah.
So you got 2 votes for Ellen so far.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so I'm going to go the same way. But Gilda Radner as Rosanna Dana is an iconic character. It's right up there with Lucille Ball and Vitamin to Vegemin and the Conveyor Belt as far as iconic comedic performances.
And one last thing about Gilda Radner. Could you imagine how funny her household is or was
with Gene Wilder? Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and she wasn't the one that always had the shark coming to her door.
Well, yeah. Land shark. Who? Land shark.
Anagram.
Right?
Anagram.
I got flowers.
You're that shark. Anyway, so we're moving on with Ellen.
Yep.
So much for being expedient through this, huh? So where are we at here now?
I paid for the whole hour.
Right. Number 3 seed is Carol Burnett going up against, I can't read what number is, 14, Mary Tyler Moore. This is kind of womp, womp, womp.
Yeah.
But
it's all right. Simple. My vote is Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
I like Mary Tyler Moore. I thought she, when she passed, everyone was like, oh, she's an icon.
Right.
I mean, she was a leading lady in the 70s when most of the shows at that time were not geared toward women.
Female driven,
Yeah, they weren't, and she had a pretty supportive female cast.
Sure. She launched a lot of careers. Betty White was on those shows. And, I mean, she's
Valerie Harper.
Valerie Harper
had 2 shows off of it. But
B. Arthur, we talked about her.
Maud, that is one hell of a lady. 7 foot tall, never grew her hair out. Beautiful.
Well, not the hair on her.
Yeah, the only hair that you'd see her walking down the street.
Her tail of.
Oh yeah, I bet it looked like she had a hedgehog and a scissor lock. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible.
So
it's called quilled.
Dreadlocks. So it sounds like Carol Burnett.
Yeah, Carol Burnett. I used to watch the Carol Burnett show. Plus, she launched a lot of careers with Vicki Lawrence
and Mama's Family,
and then those 2 guys,
the 2 of the fun
Count de Monet,
Harvey Korman and Tim Conway.
Yes,
2 of the funniest men of ever. Which someday we'll do something like this. It'd be hard to leave them out, but they were right up there. But anyway,
Dorf
on golf, right?
Yeah.
So we're moving on with Carol. Are we
sure.
Yep. We're united on that.
United on every one so far.
Yeah,
wow. We're doing the high seeds, though. It's pretty clear.
Right. It's, here we go. Number 4, Joan Rivers up against number 13, Lily Tomlin.
Can we tack? Can we talk? I can't do that coffee talk.
And I know Lily Tomlin was in 9 to 5, and she was in a bunch of movies where she was, kind of the, slapstick funny girl.
She was a power woman, though. And most of the movies she was in, she was like this power woman. Could handle it all.
Right. But I don't think she holds a candle to Joan Rivers.
No.
I mean,
just the longevity. I mean, she had a cameo in Orange County. You ever seen Orange County with Jack Black and
I think
Colin Hanks? Colin Hanks' first movie.
Yeah.
Woo, great movie. She's the guidance counselor and totally off a rocker. He only applied to Stanford. And she said, only apply to Stanford with your grades. Well, she sent the wrong transcript to him, and it was like, why would you think you could ever get into Stanford with these kind of grades? He goes, that's not even me. She goes, ooh.
Well, I think of her, she had a lot of great roles, but Spaceballs is she played the robot.
Right.
Well, that's Joan Rivers. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Oh, you were talking about Lily Tomlin as a principal.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't
know
what you were talking about.
See, Lily Tomlin always kind of weirded me out as a kid. What was I don't even remember if it was a movie or a bit or what. She's like tiny in a big rocking chair.
Oh, yeah, this Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Yeah, that's what it is, the Incredible Shrinking Woman.
I feel like, did she act like a little kid or something?
No, she took some drug. I can't remember the whole premise of the movie, but she got
But I feel like it wasn't a movie. It was like I remember seeing it on a Channel 9
you're talking
thing or
about.
something.
No, I know what you're talking about. She did act like a little kid.
Yeah.
And it was like an SNL skit.
Yeah.
Really?
It was some kind of skit
I know exactly
where she acted like a little kid.
Yeah, she would act like a child.
And it always just weirded me out. I don't know.
She dressed.
I've
She
never
almost
liked
looked like
Lily
she had
Tomlin.
like the Raggedy Ann and Andy looking face. going on.
Right.
The
Like
red
the real
on her.
red circles and all. Yeah. Yeah. I get you that.
So what's your vote?
Not Lily Tomlin. What do we say?
All right,
Joan
Joan
Rivers.
Rivers.
Yeah, I'm Joan Rivers.
Joan,
too.
I am as well.
Yeah. And we didn't even get into, what Joan Rivers has done and meant over the years.
we got round 2.
Yeah, right.
We're not even through round 1
I
yet.
know.
We gotta get a move on.
Speed along. Yep.
We're up against the clock.
We called an Uber already.
Right. This one should be pretty straightforward too. Roseanne Barr is number 5 seed versus Sarah Silverman at number 12.
I don't know. To me, that's tough because I like both of them. I think I even put Sarah Silverman or suggested her for the list.
Right.
But to me, also for our generation, our era, Roseanne is an icon of our
Right.
growing up. She,
especially with the great comeback of
right.
And it's good.
But she was controversial. Not that none of these others are either, but she was definitely. But she was also primetime TV. I mean, she was a star.
And she was coming up in kind of the heyday, one of the heydays of stand-up comics when you had Murphy and you had Sam Kinison. I mean, you had a lot of
Ray Romano.
Yeah, you had a lot. You had Seinfeld. You had a lot of big names, and she stood out as a woman, which it was, it's tough.
And
to
even
do.
on her own show, everybody loves John Goodman, and she held her own right with him.
Right.
She was.
Right,
the favored star. So yeah.
So I think what do you say?
I'm Roseanne. Now Sarah Silverman to me is very funny. Some of the funniest things that Sarah Silverman show and like bruised her vagina or something. How do you do this? She goes, I did. I mean, it's funny.
Now to me, I think Sarah Silverman has kind of, I don't know if pioneer is the right word, but she started, in my mind, more of the humor of the female body, talking about her vagina and talking about this and that, and all stuff. Where Amy Schumer kind of has that too, but I feel like Silverman was doing it way before Schumer. I don't know.
I think you're right. Silverman was doing it first. We still got Schumer coming up here in a moment.
Yeah.
Actually, next.
Okay.
So if we can agree on Roseanne's moving on over Sarah Silverman, we'll move on to Wanda Sykes at number 6 and Amy Schumer at number 11. And to go to exactly what you were saying about Amy Schumer, I think Sarah Silverman was one of the first to really go down that. I mean, really, Joan Rivers was one of the first women comics to really get raunchy. There's been others too. Who's what the hell's her name? She was always on Stern, and
I feel like the more modern, like Silverman and Schumer, did it when you can get away with it and you can put it out there on TV, where Joan Rivers was doing that stuff on her stand-up. I mean, you couldn't get on,
Lisa Lampanelli. That's what I'm thinking of. Lisa Lampanelli was also raunchy and always talking about, banging black dudes and this and that. And, so they were groundbreaking or whatever. But now Amy Schumer, I don't think, I mean, she's funny at times. I think she leans on that. I'm going to talk about my vagina and what I do to it too much.
But I think, to me, she was
enough,
one of the mainstream people. And then not so much that Sarah Silverman piggybacked it. I think Sarah Silverman was smaller when Amy got bigger. I mean, Amy had some insane stand-up. I mean, she played the Apollo. She did, Madison Square Garden, I think. I think she did Staples, too.
I feel like Silverman's been around way longer than Schumer. Like
she
10
has.
years longer, but...
She has been around, but I think she was just like a Laugh Factory comic, which is nothing wrong with that.
The thing about Schumer, because I really liked her when she first got big, I feel like it's sort of wearing thin. Her act is the same.
You can't do that anymore.
She's also accused. She's accused of stealing jokes, and so there's that. I don't know. I can't substantiate it.
But as far as her
now, we're talking head to head with Wanda Sykes.
With Wanda Sykes,
what do we think?
So Wanda Sykes is by far one of the funniest women out there. And,
agreed.
And she's gay. I don't care.
I didn't even know. I guess I should have known, but
I don't know. I've never. I guess I've never even thought about that with her.
Right. She is. I don't care. I think it's hilarious.
No, take her off the list.
Get her out of here.
Well, then Ellen's got to go.
No.
Jesus.
She.
The only thing again with Wanda Sykes, almost like Amy Schumer, like she's almost the same comedy every time. It's the same character, whether it's TV or movie or stand up. She's always,
she is
sassy.
She was in I can't think of the damn movie.
But she is funny.
She's got that voice.
She's got that voice.
That's if she didn't have that voice and you said the exact same things in Amy Schumer's voice, they wouldn't be as funny.
You're right.
You're right. There is she's a therapist, and I can't think of the damn couple that goes to see him, and it's a funny ass movie. and she's their therapist, and she's like, now I know that I'm supposed to tell you guys to work on this and make it happen. She goes, but as a human with 2 fucking eyes,
I know what that movie is.
Yeah.
she goes, this shit is wrong, catastrophic. You
Is
need
that
to split
is that the
up.
breakup or
No,
is
it's
it-
newer than that.
It's when they get married in Vegas or something like that, and they end up having to keep the
No.
charade up.
It's not that Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't
Maybe I'm
think
wrong.
it is.
There's a way we
It's-
can find out.
It's hilarious. She is an absolute riot.
Well, we got to weigh in here because we're still only in round
I'm
one.
going Wanda.
All right,
I like
one
it.
vote for Wanda.
Now, I love you, Amy Schumer, but Wanda got to go.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I like Amy Schumer, but she's wearing on me. I guess I got to go Wanda Sykes. We got the upset.
We have
And good
no,
luck
that's
with
not an
your-
upset. Wanda was a 6, Amy was an 11,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
okay. I thought it was
another
flipped.
unanimous.
Good luck on your new
unanimous
movie,
decision.
Amy.
Right.
I feel
She's doing
pretty.
fine. She doesn't
Yeah,
need to
she
move
don't
on
need-
in our Sweet 16. Number 7. This is a good one. Tina Fey up against what number is that? Shit. 10. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Tina Fey, Julia Louis. Oh, wow.
Both SNL
Alum.
stars. You know, that's how
Both
they made their break.
NBC brunettes.
Right. Both powerful women that have
Yeah.
made,
Yeah.
you know,
It's-
held their
it's
own.
Bad
and,
Moms. She was in Bad Moms is what she did that.
Yep.
going back to
Dr.
Wanda
Carl.
Sykes, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So anyway,
I guess, I mean,
Tina Fey and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I got to go Julia Louis-Dreyfus. For one, I genuinely find her hilarious, but
I do too.
the fact that she was on such an iconic show and such a big part of Seinfeld, yeah, I mean,
I agree that she was awesome, and I love her. But I got to go Tina Fey. I think Tina Fey
also part of an iconic show, you know, writing on SNL.
yeah, writing on SNL plus
And
30 Rock.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Man, all these movies that she's done too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
she's
But I mean, she is a very just enterprise. I mean, she's always going, trying to make things happen. She's very behind the scenes with executive producing and things like that. I really,
Right.
not saying that you know that Veep and all that stuff. That's awesome. I've never seen it, but and Julie Louis-Dreyfus, she's awesome, and she's rich way before. She's one of
Right.
these people
Oh,
that
yeah, she came
Right,
from money.
she came
Right.
from money, but
So your vote's for Tina, though. Huh?
I like Tina.
All right, so I got to break a tie, which is good. This is the first time we've had this happen, and I am so I'm going to base this off of who I think is the funniest because I think Tina Fey is probably a more powerful woman in Hollywood and in the entertainment industry. But I just think Julia Louis-Dreyfus is funnier. Christmas Vacation, she's Margot. I mean, that's one. I mean,
Why is the floor all wet, Todd? But I don't know.
The whole of
Margot.
Seinfeld is. I mean, if it wasn't for her, it's like having a stooge missing.
Right.
She was obviously a very important part. And no, I think she's hilarious. So I'm going on with JLD
All right. Well, sorry, Tina.
Sorry, Joe.
because I'm
It's
not.
all right. I'm happy. They're
Yeah.
both great, man, but I like Tina.
And finally, rounding out the first round, we have number 8, Betty White. This is a tough one. This is going to suck. Versus Melissa McCarthy at number 9.
Oh wow.
Two that I like equally. I think
Yeah.
this is really tough. I think I know my answer, but it's tough. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or do you want to wait?
Yeah. If you know your answer, go ahead.
I'll go first. I think I got to go with Betty White just for longevity and because she's been and it's not like she's just been around for a long time. She has been funny for a long time and been relevant, and that's really hard to do.
Go back and watch the '70s Match Games. She was awesome.
Right,
in that.
and now she's in commercials that make you laugh. Last year, and she's just consistently. She's a funny lady, and it's almost effortless, and it's just good stuff. And Melissa McCarthy doesn't quite have the portfolio of, but she's still very funny, and I enjoy her quite a bit too.
Well, then I'm going to go next, and I'm going to say, with all due respect to Betty White, I'm going to go with Melissa McCarthy. I like her because her humor is the same, but she can interject it into other roles. Kind of like how Eddie Murphy
Right.
was, or Will Ferrell. They're the same kind of role, but they can put it in different situations, and she can do that too with her humor. If you've ever seen Tammy, she's funny in that. If you've seen her in Bridesmaids, she's hilarious in that. Kind of the same crazy person,
right?
But and then this new movie she has coming out, which
I want to see that.
My bride is going to see with our daughter for Mother's Day, because it's a college girl and her mom's going to go to college with her, so kind of rings home. But,
sorry about that.
That's all right,
listeners.
It's, you know what's funny?
Cold one.
What's ever funny is it's every time I'm talking, Ryan's got to get a damn beer.
I can't do when I'm talking.
No shit. At any rate, I'm Melissa McCarthy all the way.
Right on.
Well, this is a tough one, Ryan. You're right. Betty White is hilarious. She's been around a long time. I feel like she kind of has the same character most of the time. The sweet old lady that's sarcastic or a little bit.
When she was younger, she was the dingy, sarcastic.
Right. Yeah. Melissa McCarthy, though, to me, I feel like she does have a big portfolio, but it's hit or miss. Some of her stuff is hilarious. Other stuff, I'm not a big fan. Lately, it feels like she does sort of the same. She tries to get the same humor. But, man, it's tough, and I got to break the tie here.
Yeah.
I think because
it all comes down to
when
this.
she's at her funniest, she's really funny, is Melissa McCarthy.
Wow. All right.
She's from the Groundlings.
But I love you, Betty.
Yeah. She like Second City.
Yeah,
L.A. has one. It's called the Groundlings.
Right, the improv group.
Yeah, and she's from that, and so is Kristen Wiig. And there's another.
Also, nearly an honorable mention was Kristen Wiig.
I like her.
Quite.
She's cool.
Right. Well, I feel like we may have someone have a rule violation in later rounds, and we may have Betty White come back in.
Yeah,
we'll surprise.
See. Yeah.
I don't know.
What the hell? So you got voted 2-1. You're going to put her back in?
No.
Don't go home yet, Betty.
Yeah.
You Lady Oldberg.
Just sit over there, Betty. We'll be back to you.
All right, speeding along. What do we got?
Moving right along, we have in the second round Lucille Ball versus Melissa McCarthy, Ellen DeGeneres versus Julia Louis-Dreyfus. That's really difficult to say. Carol Burnett and Wanda Sykes, and Joan Rivers and Roseanne Barr.
Wow, so, those are all tough.
It is tough. It's going to get harder too, I think. So let's start with Lucy and Melissa. Lucille Ball, Melissa McCarthy.
Well, I think we've spun the yarn on both of them. I'm going back to the longevity. I'm going to go Lucy. Okay. I love you, Melissa, but
it's hard to compete. You got a tough matchup.
She would probably gracefully bow out to that.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup. I don't. It's going to be hard to beat
there's
Lucille.
My vote.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree. Lucy's got the iconic, character. Did a little bit of everything. Yep.
Well, she only really had one character, and it was her amplified.
Yeah. Right.
But what makes her, and I don't even think I need to make this case for, but what makes her even more is that we talk about powerful women in entertainment. I mean, Desilu Studios that launched, I want to say Star Trek was a Desilu Studios production. I mean, she was extremely...
You're pissing off the nerds again.
Not pissing
I'm pretty
them
sure
off,
I'm
but
right on that.
I guarantee, if you're right, then all you fucking basement dwellers can... That's right, that's true.
Well, but... the
Put
fact
your
that
back on.
she started this her and Desi Arnaz started this production company and made it what it is, and that she was really running shit for a long time, all while smoking like 4 packs of cigarettes a day.
Luckies.
It's a wonder she didn't die sooner. Moving on, we got Joan Rivers and Roseanne Barr.
Again, I think this is pretty easy for me, so I'll go real quick. I got to go Roseanne. No disrespect to Joan and everything she did. I was not a huge fan of her stand-up. I really liked her when she would fill in for Johnny on Mondays. And there it is. And I liked her on that. I thought she was good.
Yeah.
Honestly, she
got screwed by Jay Leno too.
She got screwed too. I think she could have took that show over. Honestly, because she was a woman, which is wrong. I think she was 10 times funnier than Jay Leno.
Well, Jay Leno was working some backroom bullshit to get. He got Letterman kicked out.
You've seen the Late Shift?
It's makes you not like Jay Leno very much.
But I'm going Roseanne. I grew up with Roseanne. Yep. I really liked her. I guess I'd say identified with her more because I grew up blue collar. I am blue collar.
Well, yeah, she depicted Middle America. Right. All the people that get flyover states.
Right. So I'm going Roseanne.
You want me to go?
Go ahead.
All right. I think part of with Joan Rivers that gets me is, I guess, later in her career, what I identify as like the E Network,
The red
those like
carpet
one-on-one
crap,
interviews. Yeah, and she was kind of just trying to be obnoxious a lot of the time.
Right.
That was really her.
Well, I mean, it was her, but yeah, and that was just, it wasn't ever really stand-up. It wasn't ever really comedy. It was just her, telling
What are
somebody
you
they got a
wearing?
nice dress. Yeah.
Right.
So I realize that's probably unfair, but that's a lot of what I think of with her is that E Network stuff.
Sure.
And again, Roseanne, I think she was sort of a game changer, and we identify with her, blue collar.
Yeah.
She's still funny now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roseanne.
Yep, I'm with you, Roseanne. Sorry, Joan, but no, I'm kind of for the same reasons. Joan Rivers was great, but she did kind of taper off near the end, and weird death too,
And the plastic surgery stuff. I mean,
just all kinds of mess going on there. So, all right, we got Ellen DeGeneres and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Tough.
And
what do you think, Ryan?
I'll go first on this one, and I got to go with Ellen. And I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but Ellen, legitimately, everything I watch makes me smile. She makes you happy.
Yeah.
And you'll watch that game show. They show a game.
Oh yeah,
Well, I
hell,
forget
the game show. I forgot all about
that. She's got these weird, games, and she just makes you happy. She and I've never seen an episode of any of her shows where I've gotten aggravated or pissed off or disagreed vehemently or anything like that. She just makes you happy. And I know she's she's got political opinions. She doesn't let them out there. She just kind of keeps rolling along and making people happy and making people laugh. And so, yeah, Ellen DeGeneres all the way on this one.
I'll go Ellen as well. My only thing I'm going to say, I piggyback off everything I said, plus you. She also has good taste because Portia de Rossi from Arrested Development, and good for her.
Yeah, no shit.
If you were a lesbian, you would hook up with Portia de Rossi too.
I'd hook up with Ellen. Are you kidding me? I'm Stedman in that
What are you
shit.
saying? I am a lesbian in a man's body.
Okay.
I would be Stedman in a heartbeat.
I think for the
her.
same reasons, I got to go with Ellen. I love Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
I do too.
But like you said, Ellen just makes you happy every time.
Yep.
Every time you watch her, everybody likes Ellen.
She's like your favorite song every day.
Right.
And she does Salt and Pepper. So,
So we're down to the weakest quadrant of the bracket. And I say weak. It's not terrible, but it's just not like the others.
Yeah.
We have Carol Burnett and Wanda Sykes. Strong contenders, but I still think out of the four regions, if you will,
Right.
these are probably the lower end.
Well, again, I can go pretty quick. As soon as you said it, I knew who I was going with. I'm going Wanda.
Really?
Yeah, I love Carol Burnett. Grew up on it. Love the Carol Burnett show. Thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Love my favorite part was the cartoon with her mopping.
The opening credits, isn't it?
And then at the end it was her.
Yeah.
And Wanda
But you're going
Sykes.
Wanda, though, huh?
Wanda Sykes is just hilarious. I mean, she truly is funny. And if you've ever watched her stand up, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go next. And I'm going to go with Carol Burnett. And mainly because of something you said when we were talking about Carol last time was Tim Conway and the skits that those guys did
Count
together.
de Monet.
They were some of the funniest things. And she, it wasn't really her being funny, but she made it happen. She put it together. She brought this group of
She
people.
brought those people together
and made the magic happen. And damn, they were funny. So and groundbreaking lady, obviously, yada yada yada. Carol Burnett, that's my vote. So you're the tiebreaker this time, brother.
Yeah, I guess I gotta say, personally, growing up, I wasn't a huge Carol Burnett fan. I mean, I liked her,
yeah.
but it always seemed like this dated type of comedy and whatever variety show she was on. But I do appreciate all the other comedians that she introduced and started their careers and all that. But I think just if I had to sit and watch two different women, I gotta go Wanda Sykes.
All right, so Carol, have a seat next to.
Plus, I think it doesn't matter for the next round.
Not Wanda. Carol Burnett and Betty White are sitting over
sitting
the
over
corner
there in Ryan's green room.
I'm buying them drinks later.
Ryan likes them old.
No, well, hey, they're both flipping you the bird.
Hey,
if they can, one's helping the other. Hey, women, don't ruin your hand strength. Save that for later.
They are both alive and got to be all at 80, right?
Yeah.
Well, Carol Burnett's like making some big comeback right now or something. People are really wanting to talk to her. And we have never discussed her being on Annie.
Oh yeah. She was the mom, or not the mom, but she was the
house lady.
Yeah,
horrible.
The horrible.
I think
person,
she's got like a whole new routine about it. How she bruised her vagina and. No, wait, that's Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, whoops.
Sorry, same thing.
All right, we are down to the final four, and this is going to be, well, one side of it's going to be really tough in my opinion. The other side is going to be, well, should be a walk in the park. We'll start with the walk in the park. We have Ellen DeGeneres and Wanda Sykes.
Okay.
I think you know where my vote stands.
Yeah.
I won't even say anything else.
Mine's Ellen all the way.
All right. Your vote doesn't matter, Jared, but where would you vote?
Oh, yeah. Ellen, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's an easy one, right?
Yep.
All right. And the other side of that is, this is tough, Lucille Ball and Roseanne Barr.
I'm going to go first then. I'm going Roseanne.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically because I know more of her body of work.
Right.
No disrespect to Lucille, and I guarantee all these women are going to applaud her as she walks off the court. But as it is, everybody's bell gets rung, and
right.
I'm going Roseanne. Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
I feel like you need to go.
All right, I will go, and I'm going to go with Lucille Ball, and mainly, well, just it's because she's a legend. When people think of the most prolific female comedians, Lucille Ball is the first name that comes to your mind. I mean, she's in the top three for,
and it was the first
everybody.
name that came to our minds when we started doing
absolutely.
This, so
absolutely,
much respect to her.
So and they're both very similar ladies too. They both really only had one character. They played themselves. They're with different last name or whatever. They had one show that really made them. They built an empire off of those things, and that kind of shows you how powerful they were. That they didn't need to have 100 different characters and have a different shtick.
They were that good.
Yeah, they could make something and write it out, and it was consistently entertaining and
enough that we still want to see more.
Yeah,
of the same shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of both of them.
Yeah. So mine's for Lucille. Joe's for Roseanne. Man. And it all comes down to this.
Yeah, I think I actually changed my mind just in the last few seconds.
Wow.
I made a strong case is what he's saying.
I think I was going to go... this reveals it. I was going to go Roseanne, but I think the icon status, the fact that that's the first name we all went to was Lucille Ball. I think she kind of changed, the game, paved the way for women in comedy. Plus, I love Roseanne, but she did disrespect the national anthem for comedy's sake.
Right.
So
I think that's honestly how she
her.
sings.
Well, didn't she grab her crotch?
She grabbed her crotch.
Well,
she
so
yeah.
But I don't think that was disrespect to the national anthem. I think she was just being a ball player.
Did it for comedy, but either I'm only
she was just trying to be a failed attempt at comedy. I think. Is what
so
it was.
Roseanne,
but I love Roseanne,
my
but I'm gonna go Lucille.
Roseanne, we got Miralax and M&Ms in my green room.
So here we go. This is the big game,
the
final, and it's Lucille Ball. And I think this is fitting, too. This is where the top two seeds, we probably expected it to be here. Lucille Ball and Ellen DeGeneres.
Old Lion versus Young Lion.
Nice Rocky reference there.
Yeah. So I don't want to go.
All right, I'll go.
I think the game just got rained out, and we call it a draw. I don't know.
Ladies, shake hands. And then tell us if you're a real redhead or not. But I'm going to go Ellen. I like Ellen. I like her. I think she's an amazing all-around person. I do believe that Lucille Ball paved the way for all of these women to be who they are.
Right.
But I'm going Ellen. I think she's taken it to the next level. Yeah, I agree. Her comedy is not defiant to anybody. She doesn't bring up any one thing.
Right. She doesn't piss anybody off. She doesn't
try to.
Yeah.
She has fun with everything that she does.
Right.
So she wears white sneakers.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Ellen.
Yeah. What do you got?
Yeah.
Although, does she have any kids? I mean, this is Mother's Day. I don't think she has any kids.
But
But
technicality.
Yeah.
Whatever.
all right.
I think I'm going to go the same way for some of the same reasons. She's done, I think she's done more variety in as far as, like we said, TV, stand-up, voiceover acting. She's got her own, she hosts her own show. She's kind of, made everybody happy in different venues and genres.
And she's not like she puts money into the community. She's a good, she's just a good all-around damn person.
Right.
Certainly seems that way. And honestly, I think it's unanimous. I mean, I love Lucille Ball. I've made my case enough times for her, but Ellen is, all of those things and more, except for I don't think she's a mother. But, maybe that'll be to come. Maybe they did adopt. Maybe her and Portia did adopt a kid or something like that.
There was, she had Anne Heche there for a while. So,
she did have Anne Heche until she went crazy. Get off the highway. Here's cab money, and please leave.
But I think Ellen is more than deserving as...
She's cutting down the nets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get the Werner out.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll do a poll for this one. Maybe not. I don't know if we can do a poll because then we'll reveal. Anyway, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we hope you enjoyed.
Send in who you think should be. We might be all wrong.
Yeah, shoot us an email and let us know where we went wrong or who we missed, who got left off the list. In the meantime, don't forget to tell your mother that you love her, and don't forget to tell the mother of your children that you love her.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom,
and happy Mother's Day to everybody, including my mother and my wife. And
as well, my mother and my wife. If I don't say it, then we're like, you didn't say
my wife
it.
too. My wife too.
You son of a bitch.
We're all covered. We love our wives. We love our mommies.
I even love my baby because you wouldn't be a mother without her.
Right. Yeah. Cover your ass, buddy.
No shit.
You got it all.
I love you guys.
But anyway, shoot us a message. loadthispodcast@gmail.com or online at loadthispodcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
And give us a review. That's one thing we never ask is please review our podcast on the major apps. I think that'll kind of
try to piss me off.
Move
I want
like and subscribe.
As long as it's a good review.
Even give us the
come at me wrong. Come at me wrong, bro.
And fuck the Cubs.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck the Cubs.
Fuck the Cubs.
And I'm gonna go make a huge ass sneeze.
And
goodness.
We'll be cleaning up the studio after that. So until next time, I'm Jarod.
I'm Ryan.
This is Joe.
And get a load of this.